This week on Tribe Talk, we take a look at the story of a courageous Wando freshman, the recent Warrior Challenge, and the benefits of a gap year after high school.
Hey Wando, I'm Tate Fowler.
And I'm Connor Griffin.
And welcome to this week's edition of Tribe Talk.
Here in the Low Country, there are 5 seasons throughout the year: spring, summer, fall, winter, and of course, oyster season.
And it's already in full swing as people have begun showering down on the staple of Charleston.
Jack Oxford dives in to learn more about the seasons of oysters.
With oyster season here, we set out to find out the effects on local businesses and the community.
We steam oysters every Thursday here at the dinghy. It starts about 6:30. We have $7 buckets. We get ours locally through Simmons Seafood, and I believe they have their beds in Folly Beach. So we try to stay local as much as we can.
The oyster season is in the R months. Anything that ends with the R, September, October, November, and so on. It goes up into April and March. It's got to be cold.
Oysters are a lot better to harvest in the cold because in the summertime, they're not going to be any good. Oysters just like 32 and below.
While to some, finding that perfect oyster comes as a bit of a challenge, others possess a few trade secrets to finding a good pick.
A good oyster tastes good, tender, not too slimy, not too chewy. A bad oyster, obviously the ones when you open them and there's mud in it, or if they're real slimy, or if they smell real bad, you don't want to eat them.
Good ones are tightly shut. Bad ones, you can literally just like touch them and they'll fall apart.
Wait till they open just a little bit. Put them on the table and let everybody chop them open and suck them down.
This has been Jack Oxford reporting for Tribe Talk.
For most freshmen, a typical day consists of school, activities, and hanging out with friends. This is not the case, however, for Wando's Brower Dowd.
Recently diagnosed with lymphoma, Brower has undergone numerous surgeries and treatments, but she hasn't done it alone.
Jenna Solkowski shares the true magnitude of Brower power.
Brower is she's our sensitive and social one, cares deeply about people, loves to be with people.
She is such a bright spot in your day. That's the first thing. And the second thing is that she is so original and she doesn't conform or care what other people think about her.
I found one night I was laying in bed and I found a lump on my neck right here. You couldn't tell at all, but I just felt it and told my mom.
So of course I took her to our family doctor the next day and they ran a bunch of tests. Ended up actually referring her to MUSC to have a CT scan done the following day, and before we even got home from the CT scan, the hospital called and said, you need to come on back, we're going to go ahead and admit her for further testing.
It's stage 2A Hodgkin's lymphoma. I was scared, and I bawled my eyes out. Everyone who comes in and out, when you walk in and when you leave, you have to put Purell on, because if I get a cold, flu, any symptom, I'm hospitalized.
As the Dowd family adjusted to the news, their local church began thinking of ways to support Brower in her time of need.
Our youth director came to the hospital the next day, started talking right away that she wanted to get a logo done and get t-shirts made and all this kind of stuff that was so far away from what we were thinking right then.
She'd always come in just so sparkly, and I just started calling her Brower Power. So when she was diagnosed and we decided to get a logo made, that's what we did, and now it has all new meaning.
With an extreme outpour of support from the community, the Dowd family continues to stay positive throughout Brower's treatment, commending their daughter's strength and courage through it all.
A lot of people think I'm living the life. I sit at home all day, don't have to do much. It's so bad.
The biggest thing that we've talked about is just staying positive, having faith, trusting that God has a plan in all of this, and we believe that very firmly. We don't know what it is yet, but she's strong and she's a fighter, and she's been a warrior through it all, and I'm just so proud of her for staying as positive as she has.
Be aware of your body. Look for things like lumps. Because if I didn't find it, who knows where I'd be.
For more information on how to show support or stay updated on Brower, please visit caringbridge.org/visit/BrowerPower. This has been Jenna Solkowski reporting for Tribe Talk.
The Charleston area certainly has a deep and rich history when it comes to war.
Naturally, the city is home to plenty of war exhibits honoring those who sacrificed so much to serve.
A new museum is currently in the works coming right to Patriots Point. Nina Fabrizio has the story.
There are over 18 million veterans in America today, but only a select few have received the Medal of Honor. The USS Yorktown currently honors these recipients with a small museum inside the aircraft carrier. However, Patriots Point has much bigger plans underway.
For about the last 12 years, the Medal of Honor Museum has been here on board the USS Yorktown. But it's a relatively small exhibit, even though it's pretty powerful in its own right. It's small and limited. And we have been working with the Medal of Honor Society for a number of years to locate the National Medal of Honor Museum here at Patriots Point. And it will be a major addition to what we already have here at Patriots Point to honor our heroes from the past. This is so important, and it represents such an important stories that you don't want it to be just a block square building, okay? When people see it, you want people to say, wow, look at that. That must be really important for that to be designed that way, and we got to go see it.
They should build the Medal of Honor someplace, and preferably here, so you can honor the people who receive that. And you can therefore look at them and see what they had to sacrifice to earn that medal and to provide liberty and freedom for you all.
Out of the 76 living Medal of Honor recipients, Charleston is lucky enough to be home to one. General James Livingston, resident of Mount Pleasant, received the Medal of Honor in 1968 for his heroic actions during the Vietnam War.
I received the country's highest award called the Medal of Honor, which has only been presented to about 3,500 people since it started during the Civil War. And there's only 76 alive today. I think it was something that I could wear around my neck to remember all the young Marines and sailors who had served with me and sacrificed with me.
We need something that would allow us to see the people who did and what they did and be able to honor them, and here is no better place with right next to the Yorktown.
When young people your age come through the front door and leave the back door, they have been presented a message that will be really motivational for them, cause them to want to go back into school and excel and also contribute back to the nation. We want it to be a motivational experience for people your age and younger than you are, not for adults, not for old veterans, but we want to be an educational experience.
This has been Nina Fabrizio reporting for Tribe Talk.
Hey guys, I'm Chrissy Rennie, a member of Tribe Talk. For those who don't know me, I'm obsessed with taking selfies. So today we'll have Chrissy's Selfie Day to promote self-appreciation. But here's how to enter.
1. Find me or someone with this shirt in the hallway.
2. Take a selfie with them. 3. Post it on Instagram using hashtag self-appreciation day or hashtag selfie with Chrissy day. Or you can send it to my Snapchat at LILCRISSH. Also, you can swipe right to use my geo filter on Snapchat. Hope to see you participate.
This week on The Rewind, we take a look at Tribe Talk, Travel Tribune, and The Legend, coming here to Indianapolis from the National Scholastic Press Association.
November 10th to the 13th, high school news programs across the nation attended NSPA to learn from professionals in the field of journalism. Awards were given to commemorate the last year of work. Congratulations to Travel Tribune for taking home 6th place in the large tabloids and 5th place in the special section. In addition, the Legends Sophie Winnick placed 3rd in environmental portrait photography and Brooke Fletcher placed 4th in news writing. Travel Tribune's Lucy Johnston placed 7th in feature photography. A final shout out to our very own Tribe Talk for winning 3rd in the nation. Friday, November 18th, Wando's star football player, Otrey Smith, the number 86 overall recruit in the nation, was selected to join an elite class as a 2017 U.S. Army All-American. Also on November 18th, Wando played their last game of the season. Stay tuned for more info on Sports Talk.
Out there and we don't play all game tonight. We just saw half.
We physical as shit. Physical as you ever been right there. Come on.
This has been Blake Ellis reporting for The Rewind.
On Veterans Day weekend, the JROTC program held its annual Warrior Challenge, bringing together local units in a student-run program.
Sydney Register takes a closer look at this Wando tradition.
On Saturday, November 12th, the Wando Air Force Junior ROTC hosted the Warrior Challenge, an event that brings together local ROTC units in a competition of mental and physical military skill.
So the Warrior Challenge is basically just a bunch of the schools that have ROTC programs in South Carolina or just a low country get to come in and compete against all the other schools, and including ourselves in a couple events.
The purpose of the Warrior Challenge is basically to develop teamwork, leadership, planning, and organizing skills. For the competitors, they're there to have fun and compete against each other in the different events.
The 5 divisions, like I said, is drill, which is what everybody's bred to know, and then Raider, which is basically working out, PT, 5K run, pulling a Humvee, and marksmanship, shooting air rifles at targets, academics, and that is just basically compiled of a bunch of math questions, science, history, military questions, and then there is the aeronautics portion, which is drones and rockets, and they compete head-to-head of going through obstacle courses and landing and launches and target landings and stuff like that.
They only competed in a couple events that were non-subjective, such as marksmanship and the drone competition. The other ones, which are more subjective scoring, we decided not to compete to make it fair.
Whether competing in the event or working behind the scenes, all members of Wando's Air Force Junior ROTC have a hand in planning the event months ahead of time.
It's a student-led thing. The instructors step back for most of it. The only time they really step in is when they need to, or something major goes wrong or anything like that. But for all we know, I mean, it's a cadet-run program, and they make sure of that. And it's been up to us to make sure everything goes smoothly up until the day of.
It really gives them a chance to hone their skills for planning, for organizing, for teamwork and leadership. They really look forward to the challenge to pull this off, because unlike many other schools, they run the whole show, they put it together, and so they either fail or they're successful, but it's all on their own. So it's a big deal. if you get a chance next year, come on out and watch us. You'll have a good time.
This has been Sydney Register reporting.
Following high school, most students head off to college to further their studies.
However, there are other options, including taking a year off before entering college.
Tommy Fairbairn details why taking a gap year could potentially be the right choice after graduating high school.
For many high school students, all eyes are on what they will do after their senior year. Most look towards college, but a small percentage of adventurers take an alternate route in the form of a gap year.
A gap year is when a student might take either a semester or year off, typically in between their high school graduation and then beginning college.
Former Wando student Lily Johnston took the unconventional path and experienced education in a whole new world.
So I graduated high school June 2015, and when I graduated I moved to Switzerland, and I was a Rotary Youth Exchange student.
Most seniors have little idea of what they would like to do in their future. Gap years can offer a solution and even more.
I do talk to students sometimes who aren't quite sure what they want to major in. So they don't want to start college and be majoring in something that they don't think or don't end up getting a degree in. So I think that helps with exploration as well.
For me, it was really just a year to focus on learning anything I could about the world and getting all the knowledge I could that I wouldn't get from the classroom.
While adventures like this may seem pricey, gap years can hold financial costs that are fractions next to the cost of going straight to a university.
It can also help financially, depending on what type of gap program you do or what you do during that gap year. There are some organizations out there like AmeriCorps where you do get paid.
I did Rotary Youth Exchange, which is a program, and with Rotary clubs, and they basically financed all my gap year because college is waiting and it's going to be there in a year. It's not going to disappear. You can defer to schools and keep your scholarships. But if you want to do this or even thinking about it, just do it.
For Tribe Talk, this has been Tommy Fairbairn reporting.
Wando students may often find it hard to schedule a quick appointment with school counselors for help.
Luckily, any student can now meet with a counselor during Wednesday lunches to ask for advice.
Caroline Cox provides us with more information on the Counselor Cafe.
With seniors applying for college and a new semester approaching us, Wando's guidance opens up the opportunity for students to seek help during all lunches. Held in the Palmetto Room, Counselor Cafe allows students to receive the help they need.
So Counselor Cafe is something we started to have more one-on-one time with students. So an opportunity for students to come and ask us questions, work with us on college applications, financial aid applications, scholarships. We hear a lot from students that I tried to go by guidance, but it was so busy. So this is a time that's always there for students to know they can come get help.
I went to the Counselor Cafe meetings. I kind of just had questions about applying to college and getting the inside scoop on what I should include in my essays and personal statements. My future goal is to go to school to be a nurse, and so my counselors kind of help me pick out schools that I can apply to that would help me with my nursing career and nursing goals.
Students come in and they tell us what they need, and they determine what we're going to talk about during that session. This month, November, we are focused on application assistance in college preparation. But we have other months, like in January, for example, we are helping students with financial aid. It's called College Sense.
We like to have closer relationships with students so that they feel like they can come to us for help with things and get one-on-one help when they need it.
They're really nice and they're all very available to help you, and so I just kind of walked in and I just had a question and it was quick and I walked right out, so they knew exactly what they were talking about and they helped me right on the spot. So the Counselor Cafe is a great way to stop in during your lunch and grab a snack, some drinks, talk to your guidance counselor and pick up an informational packet. There's a good information about the FAFSA and then the financial aid.
We're just that person that they can count on. So this is Counselor Cafe is a place to start building that connection.
This has been Caroline Cox reporting for Tribe Talk.
Oh, but how was I to know?
this is Riley Biller on this week's Sports Talk. Unfortunately, on November 18th, our football team fell to White Knoll 21-13. They had a phenomenal season, going 8-2 and earning a home playoff game. On November 19th, our cheerleading team went up to Columbia to compete in state, and they placed 10th. Great job, ladies. Over the break, our boys and girls basketball team each played in a tournament. The girls played in the Riptide tournament, going 2-0, and the boys played in the Thanksgiving Stall tournament and going 0-2. This Saturday is the home opener versus Bishop England. The girls start at 2:30 and the boys start at 4, so make sure and go support our basketball teams. Otrey Smith on November 18th got his U.S. Army All-American jersey. Congratulations, Otrey Smith. Thank you for watching. That's it for Sports Talk this week. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching, Wando, and stay tuned for our Tribe Talk Presents.
And make sure to follow our Snapchat and Instagram at Tribe Talk WHS. This has been Connor Griffin
and Tate Fowler, signing off.